Howdy, 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 and thank you for joining me tonight. And let's say hello to everybody that's out there tonight. As always, it's good to see a real good set of things going for people having chat and conversations in the chat there before we get started. Mona Englert, part of the Twinsies pair. Laura Waldy, thank you for setting everything up. I went in to set it and saw that you'd already taken care of it. Thank you, Laura. Laura, it makes everybody make sure you say hi to Laura. She's a fantastic mod, does a great job. Selena, what's up? Tommy Tone, Dusty Soda Dispenser is here from Coldwater, Florida. Mona, let's see. Indigo Twin, what's up, Indigo? Appreciate the slow mode, makes it easier to catch what y'all are saying. Yeah, sometimes those chats just start going crazy. Gary Mackey, another one of my awesome mods, is in the house tonight. Thunderidge, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see here. Canadian Girl, how you doing? Lisa Robinson. And everybody make sure you say howdy to my good friend Dave over in Thailand, where it is currently 7:02 a.m. for him. Dave's got a great channel over there, real good guy. I consider him a friend. Just puts out some good content, and he puts out the real world. So make sure you get over and check him out. Joe Gerst, how you doing tonight? Oh, Lord, they're just crawling in from everywhere. It's Sir Crepidus, and you all know the deal with Sir Crepidus. Yeah, we know. We know. So let's see here. We got Mischief Managed, another awesome mod in the house tonight. Anaphylaxis, good, another mod. Yeah, I got a bunch of mods. We got to have it because there's a lot of trolls been hopping around. Verity, how you doing tonight? Love that picture. All right. Some weirdo named Clearwater Chad's in the house. I don't know what's going on with him. Carrie, FYI, how you doing tonight? Someone posted in the comments for one of my last lives, you gotta spend all that time saying hi to everybody in the chat and all that. You could fast forward through it. You ain't gonna sit through it. Come on. And besides that, a lot of people like to be acknowledged that they're there. And I'm thankful I have people that are watching my lives, and I want to make sure that they know I appreciate it. And reconnecting, that's a good name. I like that. From Melbourne, Australia, Ozzy. Let's see, Bushfire Blonde. Sin K is in the house. Dookie 6, that's interesting. Ozzy to you as well. And Joe Gerst is a new member of the channel. Welcome, Joe. Welcome to the family. Chris on the drums, as always. Glad to have you here. Benebeck, where you been? All right, Lizzie the White Witch is here. Quacks, how you doing? All right, there we go. We're getting our oys out there, and everything's it's been pretty good. Yeah, some people noticed it. Yeah, I got bruised up pretty good from that from Roscoe tripping me up the other day. Ooh, boy, it doesn't hurt, but man, it looks nasty. Tore my elbow up. Wow. I don't know. It was just coming down. One arm hits the dresser that I'm carrying, gets caught up in there, gets pinched. The other one hits the concrete like that. Whoa, got a brace today from Amazon, put it on. I'm sitting there, I'm going, wow, there was a weird chemical smell in the air, and it was painful. It was so nasty. It turned out to be the brace from Amazon. We've soaked it in baking soda. We've done a bunch of stuff, and wife's just finally throwing it into the washing machine to see if we can get that smell out. But my word. Oh yeah, Roscoe. He just got up under my feet because he always wants to be around Dad, and he wants to be part of everything. So Indigo Twin fun fact, Oz, based off Chicago, Illinois, because the author worked in an office and was starting the O to Z cabinet for filing. That's interesting. Let's see here. All right, make sure we're not missing anything. So it's a Sunday night. And, a lot of people have been asking, where's my partner been with all the drama and stuff like that. Look, the fact is, Sir Crepidus and I, we've been targeted pretty good with a lot of stuff that's going on. We have been called bad actors, and we've been called plants. And quite honestly, the fact is that I didn't want to bring any hatred or heat onto any of my friends that are part of the channel. So I've been kind of protective about how things are going. Senke, we tried that. We tried baking soda. It's not pulling it out. It's like nasty, best I can describe it is when we would go to fire scenes and you could smell plastic that is melting. Oh my goodness. My goodness. It was bad. It was bad. It was a froed up moment. So, I've been real careful about who I'm bringing in because I don't want people getting heat. I don't want them getting, singled out, called bad actors themselves if they don't need it. But, you can only go so long and you got to bring your buddy back. You can't just ignore the fact that these things are going on. You got to show some support to your friends as well. So without further ado, let's bring back one of our good friends to the channel, the man himself and his multiple personality disorder that he's got going on. Please welcome our good friend, Clearwater Chad.
Thanks for having me, Poe. It's always a pleasure to be on the Poe on the Go, everyone.
That's right. Thank you for being here. So I got some sound bites just for Chad tonight. So Chad, tell us what's going on in the world of Clearwater Chad.
Oh, a lot of exciting things, Poe, on my channel. As you know, we've been reading the Commodore Manual. We've been watching the grass grow.
Absolutely.
And, stuff like that. It's been a lot of fun.
The fact that you have not already been nominated for a daytime Emmy over the Watching Baloney Go Moldy is, to me, I think it's a clear indication that, the way that they work in the industry is completely about who you know and everything. So I don't think that it was fair at all that you haven't received at least a nod for something that was that amazingly written and handled. So,
Thank you.
Yeah. And like we were talking about earlier. Oh, yeah, there we go. We haven't had this in a while. What's the weather?
Okay, we did come prepared, Poe, just in case. Okay. It is actually, believe it or not, you can Google it. It is actually 75 degrees in Clearwater, Buffalo. 0% precip, Poe. The wind is at 4, and Roscoe advises it's 60% humid, Poe.
Oh, and he would know. He's been spending a whole lot of time outside. He's just been. We got chipmunks and squirrels all over the place, especially back by my bird feeders, which he can't get to. So he's been about to lose his mind trying to get back here at them chipmunks and squirrels. Oh my goodness. And Mr. Manage says Chad for president. There you go.
All right. Then we can incorporate my 50 cent a gallon gas tax, Poe.
And Trisha, my pitbull wears PJs, became a member. Thank you so much, Trisha, and welcome to the family. Oh, there you go. Chad is the Susan Lucci of YouTube. You don't get much better than that. Let's see here. Oh, hey, welcome, Wayne's World of Science and Technology. How you doing tonight? Yeah, I'm telling you, Chris on the drums. Roscoe could be sitting there eating a T-bone steak, and there'd be a squirrel or a chipmunk, and it's just like in that movie Squirrel, and he's gone. He don't care. He'll come back later for the rest of that stuff, but he's got to get out there at them. Oh goodness, and some more SPs have come into the channel. There we got Feral Cheryl in here. How you doing, hun? Yes, folks. Going to get together with Cheryl and with Jerry, and we're going to do another a mass so that everybody can, a lot of people have been asking. They're upset we haven't been doing much of the Father Bend Over and the Sisters masses coming up lately. So we're going to get back to that. It's just there's been so much drama, so much hatred going on right now. We just wanted to let things cool down a bit. So Joe Gerst, hi Chad, I caught your latest 2 videos with a replay gang. I think I'm going to like the new character. I looked up the con artist. Amazing story.
So let's remind everyone, Poe, that is the guy that we met in Florida, Matt Cox. He's in real life. He's the person. He's a good guy now, but he stole Gary Sullivan's ID in real life and about, I think, 17 other homeless people's IDs to do $50 million in mortgage fraud.
It's pretty interesting how all that went down. And folks, if you haven't gotten your butt over there, get your butt over there. The link is in the chat right now, and get over there and check out Chad's channel. He's been putting out some crazy stuff. I mean, be honest with you, my favorites, this one right here, the Commodore book reading. Oh my gosh, That one about dropped me. Where's my favorite though? My favorite of them all. And the minute I saw that screenshot of it was Chris Shelton lectures on the history of dust. I about spit my coffee halfway across the living room. That killed me. I think you got some funny stuff going on there. Let's see. Robert Stauber, Clearwater Chad, great entertainment. Thank you. Yeah, that's the great thing. Folks are waiting for Perth Scientology audits. She had to drop her kids off at school. You got to remember she is 12 hours ahead of us. So it's actually 8 o'clock in the morning there. She's going to be joining us in a little bit as soon as she's finished doing that. She's got some big updates on what's going on over in Australia and in the efforts to shut down Scientology in Australia. And, if you haven't paid attention to what's going on, it's just an absolute mess over there. They don't have a lot of things that we do when it comes to like First Amendment auditing and things like that. So their laws are very, very, very different in a lot of ways than ours are. They also, if they say something is hate speech, no matter what it is, it's serious business over there, folks. Pete Anderson, Clearwater Chad, is a funny guy. Yeah, he's funny as could be. Hey, Renee, how you doing? So, all right. So you've got the new character that you're doing. Are you going to be doing any more of the Chris Shelton parodies?
Probably a few more. Probably going to be toning that down unless I'm, we'll see if the people like it or not. I try to do what the people like.
Okay. Well, like I said, I know that it some of that stuff was just killing me with what you were doing with that. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. And folks in the chat right now, was on the other night, had like 67 subs, got her up to 113. KT Peta's here. Make sure if you get a chance and you haven't already, get over there, show some love to KT Peta. Her channel's up to 140 subs now. She's got 16 videos out. She's got some good content she's putting out there. Just show her some love. Make sure you let her know you appreciate her, folks. There's a lot. I'm very big about, if you want to start a YouTube channel, you want to get into this community and you're putting out good content, I'm going to do what I can to support you. I'm going to, I'll get it out there and let people see who you are, see your channel, make sure they get over there to you. Question from Mandy Gonzalez: with the new setup in the back, do you still have your ornaments? Yeah. Matter of fact, they are over sitting on top of the Rampage video game right now. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put everything at. I did have the guitars hanging from the headstocks hanging straight up and down, and we moved them on over so that they are, at an angle over there. And I had them both hanging off of the bottom guitar that you see there. So I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do with them. We're just moving in just trying to make things look a little different. I got so much stuff to move in here, got the same amount of room, but it's a different setup than it was before. The old setup was, it was wide, but not very deep. Now I'm at one end in a deep room. And reconnecting. Thank you for that super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate you for that. And reconnecting, where are you out of? Oh, you're out of Melbourne, Australia. Okay, I was just trying to figure out what the A was. I was like, oh, yeah, what is that? I know what the pound symbol is. I know what Frank's is. But at first it threw me off. Let's see. Thank you so much, everyone. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. I also want to thank you for your support and your warm welcome. Absolutely, KT Peta. All right. So, Chad, we've been talking. Yeah, Gary, it's up. It's just you can't see it where it's at. Matter of fact, it's right there. Well, I'm trying to figure out the best spot. I have a Japanese scroll that's about 8 feet in length, and it's a hand-painted watercolor painting that's on a Japanese scroll, and I'm trying to figure out the best place to put it. It is over 100 years old, and I got it when I was in Tokyo. Believe it or not, I got it at the Tokyo flea market, and it cost me right about $1, but it's just a beautiful Japanese artwork scroll. And when I took it to someone and showed it to them, they're like, oh yeah, this is a real deal. It's over 100 years old. So I'm, I got a lot of things I'm trying to figure out where they're going. Got to get my feng shui going in my room best. So Chad, what are your plans on as we move forward in the anti-Scientology world? What do you got going on?
Oh, that's a good question, Poe. In general terms, in my opinion, I'm going to keep supporting everyone that we do, and really supporting, both foundations.
Right. Well, I'll be honest with you. With everything that's happened with the Aftermath Foundation, I'm not going to be supporting them like I used to, but I'm also not going to tell people don't support them. If you want to support them, you want to then support them. I am under the agreement that I believe that we are, the more foundations we have, the better it is. We just have to remember that there's only so much money, and the more foundations that we have, it's that much further that money is getting stretched. A more popular foundation, which has a lot more support, is going to take the lion's share of it. So those are things we have to be, we have to be cognizant of. And but if you want to support the Aftermath Foundation, by all means support the Aftermath Foundation. If you want to support SPTV, by all means support them. I'm not going to tell you who you can and can't support. I'm not going to tell you who you should or shouldn't support. Everybody's an adult. You got to make your own decision on those things. Just make sure you do the proper research into what's going on, and that will help you. Let's see. Indigo Twin, honestly, making sure you have open energy can help, especially with all the stressful topics you cover. Yeah. I believe that. Well, for me, it's, a lot of people look at, well, this is calming to me, that's calming to me. For me, having a Slipknot poster sitting right in front of me, that's calming to me. Having a 100-year-old Japanese watercolor painting scroll hanging from the wall, that is comforting to me. And the reason why they're comforting is that they bring back amazing memories to me of events in my life that have been, that are very positive. So, it's not like with a lot of people how it's got to be a certain color, this and that. For me, it's just about bringing back those memories. Reconnecting. I'm in Melbourne, worked as a psychotherapist for 20 years. So you're definitely not a friend of Scientology. Workplace bullying broke me, and I'm back to speak out. Scientology second gen have given me my voice back. And I'm needing subs to do lives. Well, you know what? Reconnecting. Put your channel in there. I'm going to push it for you, and get in touch with me. I'm going to put my email address down there, and maybe we'll just have to get you on and have a talk with you and see what we can do about getting you up there so you can start doing lives. Let's see. Andrew B donated $5 SPTV Foundation today, specifically because certain people don't want me to. There you go. Yeah, that's interesting stuff. Cherokee J, Joy, good morning. Love your spirit from Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. Awesome. I'm buddy putting Australia in the title of this. Sure got a lot of people coming my way, didn't it?
I'm amazed, Paul, the amount of people we have from Australia as viewers and
Yeah, that and New Zealand. Absolutely. Hi from Wainwright, Alberta, Canada. Howdy, Tammy. Yeah, I mean, man, Tammy, what's the weather up there? I mean, I know y'all get like stupid blister cold up there in the wintertime, but man, let's see. Renee Michelle, I lived in Japan for a few years, loved all the things I brought back. I got things over there. That trip was with my daughter, and we went to the flea market there in Tokyo. And the things that we were picking up at that flea market for next to nothing was amazing. I got a Game Boy Advance color, whatever it is, in the carrying case with 20 games for like $5. If I was to throw that up for sale, I don't know how much I'd get for it here, because it's ridiculous how much this stuff's going for. These people literally just giving stuff away. I got my son an Ultraman figurine. He'd been wanting one of those that's about a foot tall, and to try to order them off the internet, $150, same exact figurine I got for $1. So and like I said, I got this amazing watercolor painting that was over there. It's great stuff. Let's see. Okay, I know I'm going to butcher this. Hi from Bundaberg, Queensland, Australia, doing a fabulous job, guys. Much love. Thank you. You know, when the wife and I were planning, we were going to go over to a big festival that was going to be outside of Brisbane. It was called CMT Rocks Queensland. And we were all set. We were ready to go. We were leaving in 2 days. The day before we were supposed to leave, that's when Australia got locked down. The festival got canceled and everything. We were going to be staying right outside of Brisbane. And we were really looking forward to it. I particularly, not just because we're going to have a great time, the wife and I see some great country music, hear some great country music, a lot of great crowd. Also, all the great herping I was going to be able to do with all the different little, those different snakes and everything, get to see them in the wild out there. I've handled pretty much every one of them in a laboratory type setting, but to be able to get out there and see them in the wild, that would have been awesome. Andrew B. Ultraman was always something me and my dad shared. He enjoyed showing me his childhood shows. Yeah, I've actually got one of the Godzilla movies on the, I think they call it Super 8 film. We bought a projector and everything just so we could play it. The sound is horrible. It's got that kind of sound going with it. It's got the little flex in it and all that. But the simple fact of being able to sit there and watch an actual Godzilla movie on film and share that with your children, oh, that's just loving it. And Mischief Managed, herping is reptiles. Herpetology is the study of reptiles. And so if you're going out looking for snakes, reptiles, things like that, it's called herping. It's just a slang term for doing herpetology in either the amateur sense or, just in the field. Let's see. OMG, I will contact you. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, get in touch with me. We'll see what we can do. Love to, anytime that we're able to bring new content to the channel and expose new people to the anti-Scientology community that could actually be a benefit to the folks. Absolutely love to. Heard from Miriam Francis not too long ago. She wants to get together with me and Jamie Mustard and wants to do a live here in the near future. I'm really looking forward to that. Seems like everything has just been going amazing for Miriam. She has literally her life it seems like it's turned around, and I'm so happy. Oh, you thought it was the art of passing the herpes? No, I don't know what that's. I think that's being an LA County Sheriff's deputy would be the art of passing herpes, but I don't know about that. So, Chad, have you heard anything like that?
No, I've never heard that one. That's funny.
Oh, you've never heard of herping before?
No, not even that. No.
As long as you've known me and heard me talking about herpetology and snakes and all that,
I know you like that stuff, but I didn't know the term.
Yeah.
See, you learn something every night on Poe on the Go, everyone. Something good always happens.
And Marjan, you know full well I know about the snakes in Kentucky, and I know about Arizona. When I was stationed in Huachuca, Arizona, when I was in the Army, believe me, I was out there hitting that desert, hitting all the countryside out there, trying to find what I could. Favorite of them all, Arizona black rock rattlesnakes. Just this black charcoal color rattlesnake, absolutely gorgeous. Let's see, Gail Schultz, my son and I shared a love of Godzilla movies since he was little. Hey, believe me, I was fortunate that my dad actually took me to see Godzilla movies. It was one of the few things that he did that was actually not abusive. And I can remember him taking me to the drive-in movies to watch Godzilla double features at the drive-ins. Wow. As a kid, amazing. Let's see. I am friends with Perth, going to Melbourne org. Awesome. Yeah. As soon as Perth gets in here, we're going to start talking about all that. And just say there's been a few people jumped in. Hi, Cookie Brightwell. Someone said something about the way I pronounce that name. I want to make sure. Let's see. Bundaberg or Bundaberg. I don't know. It looked like the way I was saying it, but I could be chopping it up. There's just that's just how it goes. So I noticed, Chad, you haven't gotten a haircut.
I do need a haircut. You are correct.
What's up with that? I just got my ears lowered yesterday.
Yeah, I
Uh,
just been putting it off.
my barber, he's been doing it for 30 some years, and I'll show up. I have to drive about 45 minutes down into Toledo. This guy, he does, best I've ever gotten was in rural Thailand. There was a guy, I mean, he literally, you know how they got the electronic clippers, kind of,
Yep.
he had a machine that the head of it looked like those electric clippers, but he literally had to do it like scissors to cut your hair. And best haircut I ever had. And this guy down in Toledo's number 2, does a fantastic job. KT PETA, would you eat rattlesnake? As a matter of fact, I have eaten rattlesnake. I've eaten rattlesnake, I've eaten cobra, I've eaten python, I've eaten crocodile, and I've eaten alligator. So I haven't gotten my hands on any iguanas yet or monitors, but that'll happen. Let's see. Oh, okay. You were talking about Maze. Yeah, Maze is my little corn snake. Well, he's about double the size now. He looked like a little orange worm there for a while. Chris on the drums. Herpetology sounds like I had a bad date and need to get a penicillin shot. Penicillin ain't gonna take care of that, believe me. You got a mullet, Indigo Twin. Now that right there says screw society. I'm gonna do what I want. Mons McCann, it's Bundaberg. Okay. Yeah, I knew I was gonna slaughter it. I just wanted to make sure, I wanted to be respectful about it. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you're talking about the hand actuated clippers. Yeah, they're I couldn't believe it. The guy, I mean, it was like, it sounded like, when you put back when I was a kid, if you wanted your bicycle to sound cool, you took a playing card and taped it to part of the bike so that it hit the spokes as the bike wheels. You remember that, Chad, doing that kind of
Yeah.
stuff?
Yep.
And it would make that. Well, that's how it sounded when this guy was cutting my hair. His hand was moving so fast doing that. So let's see. Corn snails. I don't know what a corn snail is, Mischief Managed. What do you think
that's
that
corn.
means?
I think that's corn snake.
Snakes. Yeah. Corn. Maize is amazing. My daughter has a hognose snake, Western hognose. You can't have the Easterns because they're endangered. The Westerns are fine. She's got a Western hognose that she got from Brian at the gentleman who was from Novi, Michigan, who had the really big channel for snakes and herpetology. And she got it from there. That snake, anytime you get around that snake, try to put your hand in to pick it up, you're coming away with a nice little kiss from it. And it doesn't bother me. I mean, goodness, I mean, you see, I tear myself up as it is. A little, 2-foot hognose ain't gonna hurt me. How hard is a high and tight? Actually, mine's not a high and tight. If it was a high and tight, it would have went way up like that. It'd been a flat top on there and everything. Mine, I just, but it is reminiscent of military time. And when I was a law enforcement officer, I just like it as clean around the sides and the back as possible. I got a nice row of hot dogs along the back of the head there from all the folds as I'm getting older. So I want to make sure everything looks nice and clean. And you know what? If you've never been to an actual old school barber, it's a Chad. Have you been to an old school barber?
Years ago, yep.
I know you probably, you're like at Great Clips or stuff like that nowadays. I can tell with that star haircut you got. Oh, you've been going to Paul Michel's salon and having him do it personally. I forgot about that.
Nothing too fancy, Paul. Yeah.
Yeah. But you go to an actual barber, they do the whole thing with a hot towel treatment. They do the shaving and all that with a straight razor and all that stuff. It's an amazing time. And I believe me, you come out of there and you feel like you're about 20 years younger. Let's see. Oh yeah. Bushfire blonde. I have red belly black snakes, common death adders, and eastern browns. Oh, you got mulgas out there. I love the red belly blacks out of Australia. The death adders they're I don't know. It's with the elapids, your mulgas, your tigers, your taipans, whether they be inland or coastal. I love those. They're very, I don't like handling them, but I appreciate watching them more because they are they're just like dynamite. They just, boy, those things are moving. Indigo Twin, I have actually worked in venom extraction labs, and yeah, I've done it quite a bit. Well, they call them, there's a bunch of different names, but venom extraction is normally the name that we go by with it. You know, it is what it is. It's you're literally taking death ropes out, pinning them down, grabbing them behind the head, taking them up. You got your nice little thing there and your beaker. You're going to move them up to it and let them bite over the edge of it and just start pushing that venom out. They're crazy. Oh, wow, Andrew, that's quite the statement. Everyone who doesn't press like loves David Miscavige, Wavy Davy, and his fake space navy.
That's a confirmed fact. Yep.
Let's see. Oh, anaphylaxis used to have a Western hognose. Yeah, Western hognoses are awesome. But you know, like with my daughters, you rarely see that snake because that daggone thing's burrowed up under all the substrate all the time. Yeah, there you go. Circreptus, old school barbers are great. None of them are left around my neck of woods. You know, what I found is with the increasing Hispanic Latino community in Detroit, there has been a resurgence in folks who are doing the old school barber type stuff, and young people doing it, 19 years old. And so we have a huge amount of new old school barbers that are in the Detroit area. They actually revived the Detroit Barber College because they have so many people getting into it. And I think it's absolutely awesome. Now we have this great community that's building on it. And Cherokee Joy became a member. Thank you so much. So
I think that old school barbers are just as good as mom and pop restaurants.
That's it for me, and you can tell people about how that came about. So
yep, we only go when we went to Florida. Poe only goes, and now I start doing it. Poe, you got me doing it. Now I only go to mom and pop places too. Not only go, but I've been going more.
Yeah, the thing is, when you do that, you're supporting your community, you're supporting your neighbors. You take some of these places family owned for 20, 30, 50 years, and you're keeping them afloat by supporting the local places. I remember when the Walmarts and things like that started to come into communities. They came in and instantly you had these family run businesses that have been there for decades went out of business because Walmart was literally coming in and selling products below what the mom and pop business could get them for at cost. And you started seeing excuse me, you started seeing that, like the downtown areas, which were so rich and vibrant, and you had so much going on. People would be walking downtown at night, enjoying the neighborhoods, enjoying the community, enjoying the atmosphere. Those all started turning into wastelands because all those places were closing up. The mom and pop restaurants, the local baker. Yeah, it's great that you can run to Walmart or something like that and get a cake for, X amount of dollars. But think about going to a place that's been using a recipe for 30 to 50 years, and they have amazing cakes. There's a place that used to be in Middletown, Ohio, which is the city where I grew up in. And they had a place called Middleton's Donuts. It's still there. Had the same person owned it for years. It was literally one of those places. I only wanted their glazed donuts from there because you'd take a bite and it was like it was air. It literally just dissolved when you took a bite of it. They were so soft and the flavor was amazing. You can't get that from a Walmart donut. You can't get that from other places. And that, to me, that's why it's so important that we take care of the mom and pops and all that. Let's see. Robert Stauber took me a minute. Poe. I have heard nothing but great things about you. You and Clearwater Chad work great together. Thank you. Chad and I have been friends for a while now. We know how to work off of each other. Sometimes I get a little too fired up, and Chad knows how to calm it down. And he's a funny guy. Like I said, him and Sarasota Jerry, for some reason, those two hit my funny bone like nobody's business. And he's able to, he's great to have on the channel. A lot of people say, well, he never talks. You know what? he jumps in when he needs to. So
Thanks,
that's how I
bro.
feel about it. So Chad, how many have you caught me a rattlesnake out there in the Buffalo area yet?
Well, I've not caught one, but I've been seeing more because I've been doing at least trying to go back to the waterfalls. So seen a
Awesome.
couple snakes this year. Plus my son likes them, so we've seen a couple.
Yeah. Just like I told you, just be careful with him,
Yep.
and make sure he's not. If you see a snake, he's just crazy about it. Text me with a picture of it, and I'll let you know if it's venomous or not. I know pretty much all those
Okay.
snakes that are up
Yeah,
there in that area. So,
definitely will.
Canadian girl, why would you want venom? Well, let me give you some ideas. There are species out of South America, the fertile ants, and the eyelash vipers, different snakes out of South America, just as a region alone, where they're finding that enzymes and proteins in their venom can be used as non-narcotic pain relief. They found that a certain species of bothrops out of South America has proteins in their anti-venom that literally kills the COVID virus. So there are tons of scientific research going on into the effects and into the positive things that can come out of snake venom. And like the Australians, the death adders, there are certain proteins in there that they're finding that will literally attack cancer cells. So, but everything takes years and years and years of research. You can't just say, oh, I saw it and instantly put it out there. No, you got to go through and you got to check everything out, because, you can't just throw stuff out there that could actually end up being more harmful than what it's supposed to be doing. But there's a lot of venom research going on. Plus, when you extract venom, it's not just the venom for laboratory uses. They also use that same venom to make anti-venom, which is shipped around the world, so that when people do get struck or envenomated, they are, the venom is available. It's hugely expensive for anti-venom. Just simply for what has to happen to get the venom in the first place, what has to happen to process it, because every drop of venom that you extract from a snake is put into a machine and it is freeze dried. Well, once you freeze dry it and remove all liquid from it, it greatly constricts it. So you end up with 10 ounces of liquid venom that'll come out to a half ounce of freeze dried venom. And that makes it much more expensive because of the what you have to go through to remove the venom. Then it's going to be sent out to different labs, where what they do is they literally inject horses with active venom in very small dosages. And they do that over a period of time. The horses build a natural immunity to it. And then every so many months, they extract blood from the horses. They separate the proteins and the enzymes in the blood. They use the ones that they need for it, and that's what's used to make anti-venom. So it's very expensive for that, and that's why anti-venom costs so much money, and they throw a freak show anytime someone gets bit and how many different vials they have to use on them. Bushfire blonde, red bellies are chill, but eastern brown, top 5. Yeah. A lot of people say that they don't chase you. I can tell you, I've been chased by king cobras. I have been chased by, I call them mulgas, which is just another name or a slang term for brown snakes, because they're called king browns. There's several different varieties of the brown snake in Australia. Just powerful venom, huge snakes. But yeah, I've been chased by mulgas. I've been chased by king cobras. I've been chased by forest cobras. It does happen. All right. Certain species will do that. Mambas will chase you, whether they're the black mamba, green mamba, Jacobson's mamba, eastern green mamba. They will chase you. People say, oh, no, that doesn't happen. Yeah, it does. And there are people that say there's no such thing as an aggressive snake. Let me tell you, there are such things as aggressive snakes. Most of the time, it's a defensive measure when it comes to snakes. But let me tell you, there are times when if you come anywhere near where a king cobra female has a nest, go anywhere near where certain species of snakes have their nests, they're coming at you. So yeah, Let's see, KT PETA. I bet you all the money that I don't have that if I opened up the toilet seat and see a snake, you wouldn't love me anymore. Look, there's a difference between extreme hatred of something and being frightened and reacting to it. That's life itself, KT PETA. I would not go against you for doing it. It'd make me sad, but let's see. Oh yeah, that's another thing, Andrew, and you see that a lot in the amateur herping world where folks are they're coming out, they get struck or they get envenomated by a snake and they decide it's going to be a good idea to take that snake to the hospital with me. And doctors don't know what to do with that. They don't. As it is, it's a bad enough thing right now that there are a lot of doctors go with a certain brand of antivenom, which is supposed to be a catch-all antivenom. I personally know of three people who've passed because they use that brand of antivenom and it doesn't work on all bites. When someone shows up at a hospital, says, I've been envenomated, I have the antivenom for the snake that I'm using, and the doctor says, no, the medical book says I can use this. That's a problem. So let's see. Yeah, Renee Michelle, as a rule, I stay away from snakes, but we do stop and watch rattlesnakes on mountain bike trails in California. Yeah, there's an elegance to them. And that is something that, we need, without interacting with them, you can actually, observe them and they won't bother you for the most part. I mean, you see a rattlesnake crossing the road, what's it going to do? Let's see. What's going on there, Sir Crep? I'm missing something. Oh boy. Wow. Yeah, it's very interesting with all the swatting that's been going on out there. There's been some statements that have been made by law enforcement in one of the lives where they're saying that, they may know who is called in on certain swatting issues. But for the most part, what I really strongly want to see and need to see out of the LAPD is I need to see them start going after the people who are doing the swatting. No matter who it is, if someone is causing swatting on others, they need to be held to task for it. They really do. It's no joke. This is a situation where someone can be unalived just for making the wrong movement, having the wrong officer there, having someone who's scared out of their pants, that is, they're freaking out, they're all nervous and everything, and suddenly you turn around, I'm sitting there and I go, what? And bang, bang. All right. These are the kinds of things that can happen. All right. And it's dangerous on so many levels. You have the officers that are being called out and they're being put into a situation where they're on high alert. Becky got swatted. Are you kidding me? Who?
They said there was a swatting in Buffalo yesterday, which is really, I believe it, but it's hard to believe. There's not much going on in Buffalo.
Yeah, let me text Becky real quick. I want to.
Okay. Yeah, make sure.
Wow. Somebody swatting Becky. I mean, what'd they do? Her food's too hot.
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's scary that it happened in Buffalo because I've been to that org and there's really no reason to do that.
There's no reason in the world to swat anyone, period.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Wow, Chris. Yeah, I'm not gonna put that up. Yeah, Becky has confirmed. Did you get swatted? Are you okay? Yes. So apparently she did get swatted. Let's see. I'm in a live right now. We'll call later. Yes, I'm an old man. I type very slow. So
It's outrageous.
Man, 6 cars. She had 6 cars out there for Pinche Becky. That's how dangerous Pinche Becky is. They sent 6 cars. Wait a minute, no helicopters? My goodness. Why is it that someone answer to me why it is all of a sudden there was a great lull in swatting and now it's starting back up? What is going on? Said the caller must have confused the tripod as a bang bang.
Wow. Yeah, they should be held responsible for that.
They said the call was on an active banger. My goodness. Oh, there's Becky. All right. I'm glad to see that, hon. I'm glad you're safe. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to talk about that. And I'll call you later. She says she finally got a reason for being late. Yeah, but I know you, Becky. You enjoyed getting frisked. So you probably made them drag it out for a while. You're like, oh, did you check my socks? Did you check my pockets? Did you do this? Let's start over. I don't feel that your heart is in it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Chad?
Yeah, I don't know.
I just find it interesting. And anybody who is doing the swatting needs to definitely be prosecuted.
Yep, I agree to that.
I said, and will you go and enjoy your dinner, Becky? And we'll talk. I'll talk to you later. All right, hon. You go relax, calm down, and just don't worry about this crap for a little bit. Go be with your family. Hey, Rib Guy, what's going on? Yeah, Max, but the problem is in this day and age when you can literally jump on your computer. I don't know how to do it. I'm not getting into it. I'm not looking into it. I don't want nothing to do with that crap. But I know that there are people who know how to get on from their computer. And that kid who just got sentenced in the federal swatting trial, he was using internet apps that allowed him to make it look like someone else was calling. Like it was coming from a different number, different state, different area. He was calling and swatting people in Canada. I mean, this absolutely ridiculous how this stuff goes on, but you can hide it. But, a good, strong IT person, hopefully they can get this stuff going. Yeah, Nissa, it has to stop now. They're going after somebody like Pinche Becky, who literally, like I said, what do? The swatting call was because her food was too spicy. Come on. And that's another thing is if Scientology is behind the swatting, then there's only one purpose. Remember, part of fair gaming, make a very loud public investigation into someone, take the fight to them, never defend, always be on the attack. This is how you discourage people from joining the protests. As my goodness, next thing I know, I'm going to be face down on the concrete with a bang bang pointed at me by several different officers, and half of them got itchy fingers. So I want to be very careful about, whether or not I want to get into this. And, folks, I've been saying it for a long time now. You have to be sure that you're ready to take on what you're going to face if you're getting into the anti-Scientology movement. Sir Crepitus and I did that live stream not too long ago where we talked about the reality of fair gaming and what you have to go through. What I've gone through, nothing compared to what Sir Crepitus went through. What Sir Crepitus went through is on par or a little bit less than what Vanessa LaRose went through. I mean, when they literally have someone who is a mental health professional, where they went after her to try to take her license from her, which they tried to do with Sir Crepitus. They had PIs going to her neighbors saying horrible things about her, like they were trying to do with Sir Crepitus. They got to the point where Vanessa actually had an episode and she just had to get out of the area altogether. It was bad. So these are part of the things that you got to think about if you want to get into the anti-Scientology movement. You've literally got to weigh out the options and make sure that you can handle what's going to be brought to you. Okay. It's bad thing. Chad, you got something?
Sorry, I was just writing down something.
Why do I not see you doing art while I'm?
I know I should go back to that, Poe.
Yeah, people miss that. So Crapit is checking Becky's rerun, and she and Sass got swatted, but the cops handled it well. No bang bangs, no handcuffing. Excellent. I'm pretty sure when they rolled up and saw Becky, they were just like, okay,
Right, really, yeah.
That's the thing.
That's crazy. And like we said, it happened in Buffalo.
What are you talking about? It's very funny that I had alerted people that there was a Canadian guy doing this that I mentioned a long time ago. Nobody said anything back to me. I'm not mad. I'm just saying, what do you mean by that, KTP? That's the thing. Let's see here. Cinderly, that's not what happened in Buffalo. Henry was very calm. Today he was filling out papers as a victim of swatting. What did I miss on that one?
Yeah, I guess it happened in Buffalo, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. And welcome, Cinderly. Yeah, folks, the fact is that, when you take this on, you have to be prepared for it. I got, like I've said, I've had PIs parked down here. I've had PIs parked down there. I've had people going through my trash. I've had people going through my mail. Chad, what happened to us in Clearwater?
They followed us until Poe lost them with the police car we rented.
It wasn't a police car, but it certainly drove like one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What was that? That electric Kia? Was that what?
Yeah, I think it was electric Kia.
Yeah. Hyundai. We were in all electric Hyundai. Yeah, that thing's got some scoot to it. My goodness, it's got some scoot. Yeah, and Nissa, I am glad that they're okay, that the officers handled it professionally, not overly dramatic. But I mean, to be honest with you, let's be honest about this. They are literally probably getting so tired of it that they're just like, okay, another SWAT call. Yeah, okay, we're gonna have to do it. Cinderelli's. I know. It's just I get talking mischief manage, and that's how I do it. Not me. I don't like the way they look. I like a Mustang looking like a Mustang. That looks like they clipped a what are the oh crap. The mini SUVs that Ford has, the Escapes. Looks like they clipped off the front of an Escape and lopped a Mustang front end on it. It just doesn't appeal to me, but I'm old and I'm old school, so that's how I like things. Andrew B, as a former police officer, do you think the fake calls will make police dial back support for Scientology? You got to remember how these things work is the way that the officers, we don't know what's going on with LAPD, whether it's on the ground level and you have the officers themselves that are being influenced by Scientology, or it's higher up the food chain. We know that Mayor Karen Bass has had a history with Scientology as a supporter of Scientology. She's spoken at events. We have photographs of her, along with the Sheriff Baca, who was the LA County Sheriff. The things like that. It's really interesting how all these things play out and who are being influenced by Scientology, even though Karen Bass has said, oh, I don't have nothing to do with Scientology. How many hundreds of photographs do they have of her, at these Scientology events showing her support for Scientology, talking about how great Scientology is, the great things that they're doing, and then turns around and says, I don't know what you're talking about. That's the stuff. So, we got to figure out where the actual influence is. Like I said, if, people show up at City Hall and they had posters, billboards, things like that they're holding up that say Mayor Karen Bass supports child SA and child human trafficking by her support of Scientology, what do you think she's going to be doing after that? Because I would find it really interesting how quickly the news, the mainstream media is going to be jumping in on those kinds of things. So The call was for pew pews. They were nice to Becky. I'm watching her get swatted. Yeah, well, you're watching her get swatted because it's a turn on to you, Cheryl. We know what you're doing. So yeah. No, Perth, so Crepitus Perth was dropping her kids off at school, and then she's going to be joining us. So, I thought it was good to get Chad in here, let, get us a little bit of time with Chad, talk about a few different things going on in the community while we're waiting for Perth to get here. She'll be here soon. I'm just waiting for her to, and she's almost ready. Okay, excellent. And she sent me some material to post with it, so she'll be joining us in just a few moments here. Let's see here, just making sure we're not missing anything in the chat. Let's see. Well, and everybody, Piers, our friend, is ready. You gonna put your sunglasses on? So, all right, everybody, make sure you say howdy or Ozzy to our dear friend, Perth Scientology Audit. How we doing?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you today?
Howdy.
I just realized I'm not streaming it to my channel, so I'm just going to quickly put the title in.
Okay. So
Sorry.
it is what, 7:57 in the morning or 8:57 in the morning there?
It's 8:57.
All right. Yeah, with all the different people, like my buddy Dave from Thailand, he's 13 hours ahead of us. You're 12 hours ahead of us. My friend in Japan is 12 hours ahead. So I just quit trying to keep up.
It's a bit crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
So we've got
I
quite a
almost
few.
came in earlier, but yeah, it's my son, he has trouble sleeping, so if he's not awake, then I let him sleep. He needs to sleep. So yeah.
Alrighty.
But thank you so much for having me again. I've been really excited.
Well, thank you for joining in. And there's quite a few of your Aussie kinfolk are in here tonight. I don't know if you know who Reconnecting is.
Yes. The lovely lady with the red hair, I think.
Yep.
I'm just looking at the chat now. Indigo Twin.
Yep.
I don't think you're not Aussie, but I know who you are, and you're lovely. Secrepitus, Anaphylaxis, yeah, Chris on the drums, Bushfire Blonde.
Yep, and
Peter.
Bushfire Blonde is from New South Wales.
Right, yeah.
So you've got a lot of your Aussie friends are in here today, showing some support and love for you.
G'day. G'day. How you going?
So one of the things, and make sure you say howdy to Chad there. So
hello, Chad, as always. Nice to see you there.
Good to see you
too.
And Indigo Twin says, I'm an American, but obsessed with England.
Okay, well, you get a bit of both here. So a bit of British and Aussie with me.
Yeah, my wife is an absolute nut for BBC America.
Oh yeah,
and Acorn and all that. She loves all the Aussie shows. What was it, The Good Doctor or The Heart Doctor or something like that? She was absolutely addicted to.
I thought that was American. I can't remember. Yeah, I don't watch any TV, to be honest with you. I'm either on YouTube and occasionally Netflix.
Well, she's got one out of New Zealand called Broken Wood.
Oh, okay, yeah, I haven't heard of that one. Feral Cheryl in the house as well.
Oh yeah.
Hello, lovely. We're supposed to be doing another live at some point. I'm sorry I haven't messaged you. It's been a bit hectic. It's school holidays here at the moment.
She says you're a freaking legend. So.
Back at you, darling. So yeah, we had a great live. I've been going on a bit more lately, trying to spend a bit more time. Yeah.
The thing is that you got to keep that content out there to keep people involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I've sent you some files in the email.
Yes, ma'am. We're going to get into them in a minute here, but first we want
to make sure you got them.
That. And everybody, here is the link to Perth Scientology Audit YouTube channel. And let me show the screen up here real quick. And it looks like you are at 1,600 subscribers, folks. We got to bump that up some more.
So, that'd be great. Yeah, just get the word out a bit more, especially in Australia. It's very quiet here. Yeah, it would be great to get some more Aussies on board, and we do have a few, but yeah, it's just like I say, it's just quiet, but hopefully my next project will bump it up a bit as well.
Absolutely. So how have things been going over there for you?
Yeah, just so quiet. I haven't been down to the org again because I don't really like going on my own. There's only 2 other ladies that go down with me, and and they haven't really been available, but I may go down this week at some point. I'm hoping to.
Awesome. Now, who do you normally like to go with when you do these?
So there's a lady called Linda who is the Scientology watcher. She hasn't been on for ages. I haven't seen her. And then there's another lady called Frio Neverin. Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'll see if I can get a handle up if you want. Is my sound all good, by the way?
yeah, you're good. You're coming in real good. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's
don't
great
worry
because
about
I've got
that.
like a new mic and a soundboard and everything.
Now, see, Bernie, that's why we put it on 20 minutes as a sub before you can comment, and then we put it on the 60-second pause because that keeps the trolling out of here. And then I've got amazing mods. The minute it starts happening, they just boot the trolls. So we're not playing that.
Yeah.
I'm not getting into all this drama, everything. I've said what I've got to say about this stuff, and I'm just focusing on positive stuff about
Yes.
fighting Scientology, keeping our focus where it needs to be. And that's what I need. That's what we need to do, folks. We need to keep our focus on the fight and stop worrying about all this additional drama. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
keep
Yeah.
the good fight going. So
Yeah.
which one do you want me to pull up first?
Okay, so I'll just tell everyone what's happening first. So
Okay.
yeah, so I'm in the middle of creating a booklet. Basically, so if everyone's seen the Truth About Drugs leaflet from the church, sorry, I shouldn't say church, from the corrupt organization, which gives all the misinformation about drugs and stuff, and they hand it out everywhere. They've been going around the suburbs of Perth, posting them in letterboxes, possibly knocking on people's doors and educating them and spreading propaganda about, anti-psych stuff and things. So I thought, well, I'm going to make something that's a bit similar, just to stir them up a bit, but it's called The Truth About Cults. And I've spent a lot of time writing out, a lot of information about what a cult is, why people join. It's got the bite model in there, everything. It's not finished yet, though, but I've sent you all the pages that I've done.
Yeah,
So,
there's the cover of it.
yeah, and that's if you can see whose face that is. Guess whose face that is there.
Well, I'm taking it's looks like Tommy. Is that Tom Cruise or is that David?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got the Scientology cross is blended in with it. So,
Yeah.
but I'm like, wait a minute, that's Tom Cruise, isn't it? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. The truth about cults. Cults destroy and ruin thousands of minds every year. What you
So if you look at what it says on the original, it says drugs destroy and ruin millions of lives every year. What should you know about them? So yeah, it's
that's
pages
perfect
inside.
because that literally takes their own wording, because they copy how many other different models in the way that they approach stuff, and then they try to make it their own. We were talking the other night with Sir Crepitus about how they will join in on these committees and these panels and things like that, not actually do anything with them, watch these groups do some good stuff, and then claim credit for what's been done. So, yeah, I mean, that's what they do. Why shouldn't somebody else be allowed to do that to them? And I think that's a very good move on your part. And, did you know that Reconnecting was actually a psychotherapist?
Yeah, I'm just reading a comment there. That's really interesting. I was actually researching Narconon again last night to try and find out if they're still active. Because I had a conversation with someone on Facebook who worked for Narconon. I think it was in Ireland. And she said, "Oh no, all the Narconons are actually shut down in Australia." So, but the links are very kind of misleading. So when you go on it, there's a front group in Australia called Get Off Drugs Naturally, and it's actually Narconon. So I think because so what happened is in Victoria there's a place called Warburton. They had a Narconon just outside Warburton, but they were trying to open one in the centre of Warburton, which was right next to a school, which is just how can you have a drug rehab next to a school? Very inappropriate, very stupid. So anyway, it got voted out and everything. It didn't happen. And then when I look up Narconon in Melbourne, this place that's out of town is still coming up as open, like it's open on Google Maps and everything. But I don't think it's operating because I did try calling. There's 3 separate phone numbers and none of them went through. So hopefully it's all closed down because, you know, I've read sort of things saying that they kept having a high rotation of staff and this, that, and the other. So I think they probably haven't done very well and they've given up because there's nothing. The last thing was from a year ago was somebody wrote a review. Yeah, so yeah, they're all closed down. But
Yeah, I was just doing the Google searches while you were talking about that, and yeah, there's a lot going on with that. You know, they once they get their hooks in, they don't like to let them go. That's for sure.
Yeah, and they've been getting, you know, like the SEO to get the top of Google and stuff like that. So if you Google drug rehabilitation, like, you know, getting off drugs and stuff, all the different terms, it will come up with Narconon and stuff, and it will link you to the Scientology website. And, you know, they don't have any Narcanons. No, that's right. But the main orgs have the Purif. So I'm wondering if they're trying to get people in and, you know, get their hooks into them and say, oh, we've got this thing at this, you know, like at the church or something. Who knows?
Well, you know, it's like the CCHR, the Citizens Commission on Human Rights, and how they use that as one of their fronts. You know, they're very good about making sure that they use different nomenclature, names, and things like that.
Youth for Human Rights as well. They put that over here and stuff. Yeah, and it's just so contradictory to how they treat their parishioners and stuff, their Sea Org and stuff, like for human rights, and then you've literally got like 4,000 slaves in your organization. So.
You know, and the thing is, I mean, you know, if you just take enough niacin, everything's cured. You know, and you sit 150 degree sauna for 18 hours at a time, it's going to bleed all those poisons out of you. So
if you make it.
Oh my gosh.
Toontown, the tongue twister. It's an oxymoron.
There you go. I just call him Tommy Tone because I can't get the whole name out without butchering it every time, no matter how many times I've actually, you know, said it there. So you have an event or events coming up. And we put it out there during one of the lives when you said it, and then the last live, I was like, you know what, let's just bring you on and we'll talk about it then. So let's hear what you got planned out and what you want to do over there.
So I'm so excited, but next month I'm going to be going to Melbourne and protesting there, and Miriam's coming. So we're going to protest together. We've got about
Miriam Francis.
Miriam Francis is coming, and we've got five people so far, so I'm hoping to get some more. And that's why I wanted to get the word out. You know, you're helping me do that, so that'd be great. We've got a lady flying in from Sydney. I haven't seen her in the chat. She wanted to pop on, but there's a lovely lady called Cherokee Joy.
Cherokee Joy was in earlier.
Okay. We've got different time zones, so but she's going to be flying in from Sydney.
Well, Australia is just a small little island. You can't have different time zones.
It's a huge island.
I know.
It's going to take me I've got to cross 2 states, and it's going to take me 3 hours and 20 minutes to get there.
What I find hilarious is talking to friends of mine who are from the UK, and they talk about coming over to the US or to Canada. And they're like, oh, well, I'm just going to take I'm going to drive over from Alberta to Toronto. Shouldn't be that big of a thing. And they're like, I'm 2 days into the trip and I'm still only just outside of Alberta. And they're like, this is like driving across Europe for me. And I'm like,
it's so not. And it's the same here. Like, I get people coming over and they're like, oh, I'm going to be in Sydney next year. Can we meet up? And it's like, no, that's a 5-hour flight. Like, and domestic flights in Australia are very expensive, you know, very expensive. So,
there we go. And there's Cherokee Joy was in earlier. So
nice.
Hey, Joy, how you going? Joy's been absolutely great. Yeah, we've been chatting a lot. I can't wait to see her. We've had a video call and stuff. We've met over video, but she's going to join us and her friend as well. So yes, it's awesome. I can't wait. I'm honestly
says you'll be there with rainbows on.
Yes. Oh, please do. Are we friends on Facebook?
Well,
because I
I
have
tell you
a
this, Reconnecting is going to get hold of me via email, and I will connect the two of you that way, so you guys can stay in
yeah,
touch.
because I do have a secret, like a private group for the protests specifically. So it'd be great to have her in there so she can see the plans. I've also ordered for the protest a huge roll of paper, and I'm gonna recreate Liz's list. Because I saw on
Excellent,
her website
excellent.
that she's, telling people where to get the paper from and stuff like that, and it's okay to share it and stuff. So, yes, and I think that would just be because it's such a powerful thing to do, such a powerful message. So there's going to be enough of us there to sort of carry it around the perimeter of the org. It's kind of in like an L shape, so we can go up and down with that.
Excellent.
Um, I've got some placards, but I'm going to make some more. I'll just show you.
Well,
I really enjoy making these.
I'm gonna show you this. You can, I don't know how it works for you guys down there, but on Amazon, you can get a 17 and a half
Yes.
inch wide by 1,200-foot roll of white.
Yeah, that's what
Uh,
I've got. Yeah, yeah,
Excellent.
that's what I've
There.
got. It's going to be awesome. So I've got these
Yeah.
as well. I've taken these down to Perth before. So
Oh,
kids
excellent.
cannot consent. And then it's got auditing kids takes away their critical thinking and boundaries,
That's
which it
awesome.
does.
Now, with the laws there in Australia as compared to how they are here in America, I know like you guys don't have like First Amendment auditing there, do you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
So what have
Um,
you had to do to be able to put this protest together?
so I'm still working on it. I need to speak to someone. It's really ridiculous. I have a massive phobia of talking to people on the phone.
Mm,
I know.
hey,
So
some-
yeah, there was a traumatic incident when I was younger, and I was locked in a room, and I was forced to phone people, and I think it's something to do with that. But yeah, I need to find out specifically who to call. I'm probably just going to call the police in Melbourne to find out exactly what wording we're allowed to use, whether we're allowed to do the chalk art, all the specifics of it. What if we're allowed to use a megaphone, stuff like that. So I will be doing that today. Actually, I'm gonna just do it. Find out all the stuff, and yeah,
Well,
it'd be great.
we were talking earlier, and I see Bushfire Blondes put some comments, other people talking about the differences. I have a friend that lives in Canberra. He's a retired Australian federal police officer, and I was like,
Awesome.
"Hey, the wife and I are going to be in Brisbane. Are you? We got to get together." And he's like, "But it's a 14-hour drive for me. We're not close to Brisbane at
Yeah,
all."
yeah.
You know,
If you come over to Brisbane, I will definitely make sure. Like I'll sell my furniture if I have to come and meet up with you.
well, we were
That
coming
would be
over
great.
for CMT Rocks
Oh, amazing.
Queensland, and that was just before the pandemonium hit.
Yeah.
And literally the day before we were supposed to fly out, they shut down Australia.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't mess about. We shut down pretty much straight away, didn't we? Where the UK, they didn't shut. I think it was like a couple of months after COVID hit that they shut down. They were really lax with their stuff.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, we won't have a bar of it.
the wife and I have talked about it a number of times. How had we gone to Australia and they shut down after we were there, we would have been locked in Australia for
You
nearly
were
a year.
stuck. Yeah. Yeah. Nobody was allowed to leave. It was crazy. A lot of people would have been happy with it though.
Yeah, it would have given us a great vacation over there. I just don't know how we would
Yeah.
have paid for everything, but that's
People got, yeah, I know, that's it. People got stuck in Bali as well, because like the main holiday destination for Aussies is Bali. I'm actually going there later on this year. My sister and her husband are coming over from the UK.
when are you guys going to be
Um,
over there? I've got some things planned for hitting. We're going to be hitting Japan, Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam. So,
okay, the beginning of October, we're going to be there.
yep, we're
We're
going to
only
be
going for
there
the
during October. So,
Yeah, so I'm just going for like probably maximum 4 days.
okay.
But I'd love to go to Jakarta. I think I'm not sure if they have a church there, a Scientology
Um,
church there.
no, I was looking them up because some things I've got in plans. And it's one of the things we were looking at was where all the different churches are around the world as we're making plans for doing a lot of our traveling. So
Because I know the Truth About Drugs guy, when I went to the seminar inside the church, they were in Indonesia.
okay,
Yeah, like promoting all their crap over there. So
they might have a mission there. but they don't have an
Possibly, yeah.
actual recognized church there. And
Yeah.
Susan King, thank you for being here. But what in the world is a honey eater?
I was wondering that too.
So, I mean, if you're talking about a bear, my goodness, yeah, you don't want that in the house. Let's see.
Yeah, Indigo Twin. I could not drive. Sorry, I'm just looking at the comments. I could not drive that long. And in Australia, I won't drive at night time because, like, on dusk, that's when the kangaroos come out, you know? So
wow.
I'll be really careful driving.
Y'all got the kangaroos, we got the deer here.
Yeah. Or after the rain. They come out after the rain and dawn and dusk. So
Wow. How has
yeah.
I know you guys went through quite a bit of time without rain over there, and has it been easing up? I know that it was just playing hell with a lot of people over there.
Yeah. I remember when I used to live up in the north of WA, we'd go like 7 months without any rain sometimes.
I couldn't deal with that. I gotta have
And it would
rain.
be I loved it. But it was humid as well, you know. So you'd have the dry season and the wet season. And you know, you go and hang your washing up. It'd be like 47 degrees. I'd hang all the washing up and then go back to the beginning and take it down because it was dry.
Wow.
That's how hot it was. It was brilliant.
You
But
said
yeah, that's when
47 degrees?
Yeah, 47 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, that's 116 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah. And I was out in that all the time. You just drink loads of water. You get used, you climatize to it. You know, I had a beautiful tan. I had lovely skin because I was drinking all this water all the time. You had a constant stream of sweat going down your butt crack, but you just sort of, you get used to it all the time. You just get used to it. But yeah, we were out, and the men were out there working in that heat, concreting and stuff. You know, they were always really grumpy when they got put on concreting. But yeah, they'd come over about 11 o'clock. They'd have their smoke break, and they literally their t-shirts were soaking, and they would be wringing out their t-shirts.
I can remember when I was young. Well, first off, the hardest job I ever had was baling hay, and you're doing that out in the middle of in the sun, the middle of the daytime. You know, down in Kentucky, it's 100, 105 degrees, horrible humidity. It's so thick, it's like breathing soup. And I think about that, and then think about you guys are actually 11 degrees hotter than the hottest we would get. So that's let's see. And Nina Canadian, I never thought of kangaroo in the headlights. Yeah.
Yes, and they do. They just stand there like, you know, and so you never know whether to. Depends how fast you're going, but you don't want to swerve. You know.
Yeah.
As soon as you hit the dirt, you're buggered. And but yeah.
Well, they say here, you know, if you're going to hit a deer, it runs out in front of you, just nail the throttle because it's not.
I don't have a bull bar. What do you call the thing at the front? The
cow catcher or the push bumpers?
Is that what you call it? I don't know. We call it a bull bar.
Yeah,
or a roo bar.
Well, they're cow catcher brush guard.
Okay.
The big
I don't have
metal
one of them on my car. So
yeah.
I had a friend though. He hit a roo in his ute, and he had a bull bar, and it still took out his radiator. And the thing is, you know, you don't want a half dead kangaroo going through your windscreen because it'd be punching you and kicking you and stuff. You know, like I don't know. You just got to hit the brakes, and I don't know.
People don't realize how dangerous kangaroos can be.
It's crazy. They're big. You know, there was ones back where I used to live in a little country town, and they were like freaking. Over like 6 foot tall, you know.
That's what you're talking about right there, right? Something like that.
Yeah. So what do you call that?
We call it brush guard, push bumper.
A brush cart.
A brush guard.
Guard. Oh, sorry. A brush guard. Okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
If you have an old ute or an old car and it's a bit bashed up and everything, but it's got a row bar on it, we call it a bush basher. And you go bush bashing off road, you know, through the scrub, and just smash everything.
Oh, KTP just saying they're still shooting off fireworks around where they're at. Oh yeah. You want to talk about suck when it comes to fireworks? The Chinese New Year. When I was in Malaysia they had Chinese New Year was going on. They literally celebrated for over a month.
Wow.
And I mean, they would just go in the middle of a neighborhood, in the middle of the street, not even live there. They go over by the fireworks, just go right in the middle of the street, set them down, light them off. And
so they're illegal here. Fireworks are illegal here. You're not allowed to buy. You can't buy fireworks. I think the only time you can. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. So apart from in the Northern Territory, there's a certain event where you can buy them. I don't even know if you can buy them anymore. and I can't remember what the event is. I think it's like, I don't know, Northern Territory Day or something. Sorry, people. I can't remember what it is. But they do have events. So they have like New Year's Eve, and they'll have Australia Day, where the city will put on a firework display. But even now, it seems like they're kind of like trying to merge it into drone shows. Where they do
I've seen those. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah, they're awesome. Yeah, so they're illegal to buy.
Yeah, if you
Australia.
got
And so are sunbeds.
if you folks check out my shorts that I put out, I literally had like 5 different shorts from Chinese New Year in Malaysia.
Okay.
We were on the 6th floor. That's where my buddy lived, in an apartment building, and they were shooting off the big ones that you shoot out of the tubes, and they were literally exploding right outside of the balcony there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's not good when you've actually. Yeah, it's not real good for your mental health when you've actually been in bang bang battles and combat. You talk about having flashbacks. My goodness.
Yeah, I think it's just too risky here as well. You get a lot of idiots, and but with bushfires as well and stuff. It's just devastating, and we can't be doing with any of that. I think it's sensible, but they've banned sunbeds over here as well. So you can't go and lay on a sunbed like you can in the UK.
Yeah,
but you don't really need to.
Here's the interesting one. Susan Seward. My grandma always said if a snake had a V on its head, it's venomous. Is that not true? No, because you can look at even some of the Australian snakes that are venomous. There's no V on their head.
It's usually ones with small heads, isn't it? I find, like, as if it's got a small head.
Generally, the way that most of them look. I mean, mambas are very different, but here in the U.S. with our vipers, they're going to have almost like an arrowhead kind of shape to their head, because they'll have the big venom glands at the back of the head on each side. But that's just not an indicator whether or not they're venomous. There are snakes that look venomous that they're not venomous at all. It's going to have to getting to know the snakes around you. That's going to be the big thing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. There's a particular python over here that people always think is a venomous snake, and it's not.
Oh yeah,
the black and white stripy one. Gosh, I can't remember what it's called.
Well, they had to come up with different things, like so many corn snakes and milk snakes were being and scarlet king snakes were being killed by people because they would mistake them for coral snakes. And coral snake is one of the most toxic snakes in the United States. It's basically a small cobra without a hood. And but it's very rare to get envenomated by them because they're so small, and you really got to mess with them to do it. So they came up with the saying, and it's been modified many ways, but basically it's red touch black, venom lack, red touch yellow, kill a fellow.
Yeah, I've heard that one before. Yeah. And to the kids over here, when they see a snake, they're told to say good day and walk away.
There you go. Excellent. Yeah. And Trisha, hognose snakes are considered in the rear-fanged venomous family, but with those kind of snakes, except for like the boom slangs, their venom is very mild, and you have to, if at the most, it'll feel like a numbing sensation from what I've felt from them. But for the most part, I've never, unless you're allergic to them, I've never seen a real problem with anyone who's taken a strike from a hognose. They have to literally bite and chew on you because they're not full, hollow fangs like a viper or a cobra. They're fangs with a groove in them, and their saliva has to travel down through the groove to get into the injection site. So yeah,
They're so interesting. I find snakes so interesting. They're beautiful. I love them.
I love it. And what do you got around where you're at?
Dugites.
Remember you'd said those,
as well, probably tiger snakes, which I think is what you want to see, isn't it? A taipan.
Oh, I love your tigers over there. The tiger snakes in Australia, they're so beautiful.
You get the red belly ones.
Yeah,
red belly snakes.
Blacks.
Not over here though. So in WA, around here. So I'm in a semi-rural area. So we do get dugites mainly. But when I was up north in the Pilbara working on the cattle ranch, or the cattle station, they call it here. I don't know why they call it a station. We would get the king browns. We would get whip snakes. heaps of different types of pythons, the death adder, oh gosh, just so many different types. It was amazing. And you'd see one every day. And the huge goannas as well that were like, I used to have a 4-foot long goanna, and then they bowl it along like this with their legs. They're beautiful. And we had like this outside, like this like a static building, a donga we call it, with the laundry, and I'd be doing the laundry there because I used to run all the accommodation and everything. And he just used to come bowling it in and say hello, just like hang out in the laundry with me.
That's like in Southeast Asia, they've got the big monitors there, and I mean those things that get up 8 foot
That's
long.
pretty much what a goanna is. It's a big monitor lizard. Oh, Bushfire Blonde said tiger and taipan and different. Okay, yeah. I always get mixed up.
Absolutely. Well, I've handled the Australian, the Papua New Guinea tigers, the Tasmanian tigers, tiger snakes, and I've handled both the coastal and the inland taipans, and also Papua New Guinea taipans as well. What's weird is Papua New Guinea has mulgas or brown snakes. They have taipans, they have tigers, but they're all smaller. But they're just as potent. So
right. It's really interesting to see the way animals evolved in different environments. Like you look at the Galapagos Islands, where you've got everything like the huge turtles and stuff, and tortoises, isn't it? Yeah. They what's his name? Forrest Galante actually found a turtle that had been. Well, he's up to I believe 12 different species of animals that have been declared extinct that he's proven are alive now. Yeah, right. That's awesome.
There you go.
Sorry, I just want to answer reconnecting. I'm not going to say the dates on YouTube because I want to keep it on the down low, if you know what I mean. I don't like to announce when I'm going to protest. I'll rock up and then go live when I'm there because I don't want them to be prepared for it. So if you have me on Facebook, I think we're possibly friends on TikTok. Or if you want to message me on TikTok, I'll give you the details. Welcome spam accounts now. Probably get like some clone accounts trying to get the deets, but I will. In fact, I'll message you. I think we're friends on TikTok. Pretty sure. I will message you the date. Yeah, and if you can add me on Facebook, then you can catch up with all of us and find out where we're staying and stuff like that. Because we're all going to go out for dinner the night before and stuff. So it'd be really
nice.
good.
Well, I mean, it helps to build community. It helps you guys get to know each other, realize that you have friends and connections that aren't, you're not just dealing with people like me over in southeastern Michigan and you're down in Perth. So
I'd love to get like a decent network going here. It is very quiet, but it's so hard when everyone's sort of few and far between. But it would be really good to get a bit more of a anti-Scientology Australian community. The money they send out of this country is ridiculous. I think it was 65 million profit in, I think that was 2019 was the last report. So there's there's a very big elaborate network of stuff going on, of filtering, money laundering going on here. Absolutely.
And Ree says they just messaged you on Facebook. So
awesome. Yay. I'll
Chad, what did you think about Peter's idea? You can do a Chris Shelton education on snakes.
Chad, mate, I'm just loving your lives. I haven't made it to everyone, but I see the thumbnails and I'm just oh my God. And I popped in the one, I watched on the replay, the one with the paint drying or whatever it was.
Oh my gosh,
setting it up and angling it. How long did that one go on for?
Probably about 10 hours. Thank you so much.
Me personally, when you killed 2 birds with 1 stone, you let us watch bologna go moldy while watching grass grow.
Oh my God.
Epic. Absolutely epic. We were talking about it before we started the live, and I'm like, even my wife's cracking up at these thumbnails.
It's so good.
I love it.
We're doing the Henrich safety pyramid again tonight, folks.
I love it. Oh, do you reckon you're gonna link up with Henry in Buffalo? Was it you that messaged? Did you message on his?
I did message him, so we did message a little bit back and forth, yeah. I'll try to get out
Awesome.
there.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you not
Yeah.
having that too? Bushfire Blonde says, "Hooroo! It's its first day of school holidays, a house full of kids."
Mate, bloody holidays started a week ago for me. I'm on week 2.
Yeah, hair
No, we
falling
love it.
out, not sleeping, crying all the time. Yeah, it's got to be a fun time.
It's just trying to find stuff for my boy to do because he doesn't want to do anything. I took him to like a Comic-Con last weekend and he
Aw.
didn't go very well. He lasted an hour, so he didn't get to do the autographs and the photos and everything. It's so sad because they had like all of these the voice actors from all his favorite animes and stuff. They had the guy
Yeah.
from Terminator 2 that I wanted to get a photo with. They had who else did they have? Forgotten now. My memory. Sorry, I've got menopause memory. Bloody yeah, but it was
I
full
used
on.
to take the kids to the Comic-Cons here all the time. I'm trying to find it.
Yeah.
I would
And he
actually.
won't wear ear defenders. That's the thing. He doesn't want to wear ear defenders because he finds them embarrassing. So
Oh,
I it's just too much noise and too much stuff. It's like he feels like he can't just go and look at things because there's so much and you don't know where to start, So yeah. I'm looking at reconnecting again. Sorry, we need to find and expose the front groups because I know there's heaps. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to be looking into that as well. I've honestly got so many projects on the go at the moment. And I start one, I get right into it for a few weeks, and then I have to move on to the other one because I'm like, bing, like squirrel, ADHD life.
squirrel. Yeah, you were talking about that. Yeah, my kids used to do the cosplaying for the Comic-Cons and such, and they were like, "Dad, you got to start doing it with us." And I'm one of those that when it comes to my kids, I don't believe there's anything as being embarrassed.
Yeah, we dressed up. We dressed up as well. We were all dressed up.
And a lot of people were asking about it. I did one. There's a video game called Team Fortress 2, and they have a character called the Heavy in it. So this was me probably about 15 years ago.
Yeah, you should have seen this before. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
Absolutely brilliant.
I have no problem doing those kinds of things with my kids. I think it builds such a better bond with your children.
It's got to be done, man. It's got to be done.
Right.
You got to get into their world. I think I love it.
Absolutely.
I love getting into his
I'm going to forward it to you. I had a couple of folks who actually went and they started listing all of the Scientology front groups and their different organizations. I'll send those over to you as well in an email.
I've actually got it. I've got a massive list on my community tab. I did it quite a while back. So if you scroll down, it's on there, but there's literally like hundreds of groups. But yeah, I want to look into it. I don't know when it was last updated, but I want to look into Australian front groups for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this has been, having you come on, some of it is going to be, we're catching up because it's been a while since we've had you on.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to be talking about, you've got your protests that you're getting ready to do. And there's a lot going on. So folks, don't think that we're just ignoring the fact that, this is anti-Scientology. We're just trying to catch up. And
do you know what? I watched back our first live a few days ago, and I was just so cringe. I was so nervous and unprepared, and you're asking me all these questions, and I'm like,
Well, you seem so much more relaxed this time than you were.
I've been doing. That's what I've been trying to do more, and I do feel a bit more confident because I am actually a very shy person. I'm also autistic. I'm not officially diagnosed, but yeah, my psychologist has suggested it a few times and it does fit. It makes sense. Both my parents are autistic, my son, my brother. So yeah, my granddad was absolutely. So yeah, it makes sense. So I think my biggest thing is that sometimes I say things on impulse. I'll react on impulse and I'll just be like, la, 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 and then I'll process. Like it takes me a while to process things. And I'm so scared of offending people.
So. Yeah, I got a child on the spectrum, so I'm used to it. It's not a big one for me. KT Peter wants to know, when you protest Scientology in Australia, do you ever talk to the locals to see if you can find out anything maybe about Miriam Francis's brother, the Render kids, to see if anyone has seen any of them?
Well, I mean, so I've protested down at Perth Org twice, and I've spoken to a couple of Scientologists, but I haven't asked about them. I don't think that they would even know who Miriam is, because I'm pretty sure she was in the She was born in. Oh no, she was over in Perth. Well, I can't remember. I think wasn't she in Sydney when she was in Scientology
I can't remember,
as
but
a
I
child?
think
So she was only in as a child and then moved over. But I think so. Sydney is the main hub. That is the main. What do you call it? The ASHO NZAU, I think it's called. So it's the main hub for the whole of Australia, New Zealand, and Asia. And their main intake is from Japan and Taiwan. But yeah, I don't even know if they would know who she is.
and we got to remember the amount of time that's passed since she was in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's going to have a lot to do. And your pal is in. Cherokee Joy is back.
Hello. How you going?
So
hope you had a good time at the gym. I need to start going back down the gym again.
yeah. Oh, and she's saying Sydney Org is yep.
Yeah. Sydney Org. So Joy's been saying that New South Wales have got like the strictest protest rules over there. So it's actually really, really hard. You've got to be really careful over there when protesting. She did send me a thing with all the different states and what you can do and stuff. Yeah. So, well, I can't even remember what it said now. Sorry, my memory is like.
It's all right.
Yeah, but Western Australia and Victoria are a little bit more lax. You can, do more stuff. But
Reconnecting got the Stella Block DSR SGB treatment, and she was saying she's getting a lot.
That'd be my dream. Me and Cheryl are actually going to do a video about that next. Hopefully, some point this week. I just need to message her. I would absolutely love to do that. I think it would change my life. The more I learn about it, I'm like, oh my god.
Have you? I take it you've been talking to Miriam Francis. So
yeah, I've been talking to her a little bit. Yeah. And
she's been telling me that it's absolutely changed her life.
Yeah. I would hope, like the biggest thing I struggle with is like executive dysfunction, insomnia. I do get nightmares and stuff. But just, PTSD, they're changing it to PTSI, aren't they? And it's, it is physical damage to your brain. And I honestly, I can definitely see the change in my brain from when I was younger. With the decade, I've had like a massive trauma. And it's just like my brain's just going, and I definitely don't function the same as I used to. So if there's anything that can help with that, it would be life-changing. It would be amazing.
You get older and everything starts just...
Oh, mate, I'm perimenopausal at the moment and it's killing me. You get like this foggy brain and I have CPTSD as well, anaphylaxis. Yeah, it's just... it is a physical injury. If you look up scans of like a normal brain and a PTSD brain, you can see the effect of it.
I'd be
and on top of autism and ADHD as well, it's just like, it's a lot. But I don't know any different, I guess. Well, no, I do, because I remember when I was younger, I remember my brain was more functional.
It seemed like nowadays, and I've talked about it before. Where I can remember every word from a song of the 70s or 80s, but can't remember why I went to the kitchen. So
yes, it's been so bad, especially the last couple of weeks. Like every time I go into a room to get something, I literally can't remember every time.
And Susan, yes, there is a mission in Bangkok.
Oh,
they
wow.
actually have a couple places. They have one in Manila in the Philippines. Of course, Japan has Scientology Ideal Org in Tokyo, and then in Taiwan, they also have them as well.
I want to look up Jakarta and see if they've got something there.
Yeah, I went through the actual Scientology website to see if I could find it. Yeah,
just saying to Stookie, I will check. I will go on TikTok after this. Yeah,
Chad,
and Facebook.
You've been given your walk-in orders.
Oh, sorry that
from 13909.
Yep. That 13909 is a good supporter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just don't shut up, do you?
I know, right?
Chad. Yeah.
Well, wait till you guys see the safety pyramid later, then I won't really shut up.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I still don't think anything's going to be as riveting as the Commodore owner's manual. That to me.
Yeah, we're on page 21. We got up to 90 pages, so we got a lot of work
to do. Cherokee Joy is also on TikTok. She does lives on there. So yeah.
Oh,
She's a
I know.
medium and does readings and stuff as well, which is really cool.
Yeah. I just
I've
I
made
just stay away
notes.
from
I made
TikTok.
loads of
I just
notes. Made loads of notes of stuff.
there you
I was,
go.
I was looking up. So someone said to me, "Oh, I don't think there's any cults in Australia." So I started looking into cults here, and there are so many.
They're
I can read out names of them if you want. Some of them.
yeah, Scientology's
There's-
just one. There's cults
yeah, there's
in every country.
heaps.
Yeah.
So we've got the Jesus Christians, which were there. There was actually a documentary on the other day. They're called the nickname the Kidney Cult, and they're terrible. And that was the one where there was a mass suicide of like 400 people in Africa. Yeah,
Wow.
it's really bad. That's Australia, but they've got branches in Canada and I think Kenya. You've got the Divine Truth, which is a guy who is convinced he's Jesus and he's married to this woman, and he calls her Mary, and yeah, this is
Yeah,
crazy. There's loads of crazy stuff going on over there. There's 12 tribes. Obviously, you've got the JWs, the Brethren, which is there's 3 different types of Brethren. There's the closed, open, and exclusive. You've got the Water People in New South Wales, Potter's House. There's a couple of Korean cults, which are really they do a lot of recruiting. You've got a guy called Little Pebble. I think he thinks he's Jesus as well. I can't remember. Universal Medicine, Planet Shakers. I really want to look into that. That sounds interesting. Cooneites. We've got Sphinx Spiritual. Harvest Time. There's a UFO. I'm not sure if it's a cult, but it's called the Aetherius Society. I'm going to look that one up as well. Going down another rabbit hole, Poe. I'm going to. There's heaps. They've got LDS, obviously, and the Mercy Foundation, Providine. I can't even read my own handwriting. Potter's House is another big one. There's loads. Like I've got a whole big list.
wow. Well,
Yes.
Wikipedia says Aetherius Society is a centric religion based primarily on theosophy, and incorporating millenarian, New
Yeah.
Age, and UFO religion aspects.
Yeah, I can't wait to start looking into that.
There's boy, just trying to say the words is enough of a job.
Oh, look, so Joy says Universal Medicine is one suburb from me. Their beliefs are ridiculous. Yeah, I want to look into that.
Wow.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of it since last night. I found out about that, but yeah. Gonna one day. Are you going?
One day.
Yeah.
Is that another one of our Aussie friends there?
Yeah.
Is that an ostrich?
That's an emu.
Emu? Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell. By the way that the shadow is on it, I couldn't tell.
Yeah. They're kind of scary with their orange eyes.
Okay. Now, do you get any
ones
what
the
they call
face
them?
is so cute.
What do they call
Sorry?
those big dangerous ones? Cassowary birds is what they call them?
Yeah, the cassowaries, yeah.
Do you see those over there?
Sorry?
Do you see those near you?
Oh no, I think they're quite rare. I've only ever seen one in a zoo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where they are in the wild or if I don't think they're very prevalent.
Yeah, they're I guess they're actually really dangerous. So yeah, it's people are saying they're like living dinosaurs.
Yeah, they're amazing. They look amazing. They're beautiful birds. Absolutely. Mona Englert, yeah. Emus are Australian and ostriches are African. We don't get ostriches over here, only in the zoos.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now, where are camels native to Australia, or are they?
Yes, actually. Well, they're not. No, they're not native. They brought them over from Saudi Arabia, but we actually have the largest population of camels in the world in Australia.
Yeah.
And they're seen as a pest here, and people do go out and cull them, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
But you get camel farms. There's one that was kind of near me where you could go there and see the camels and have camel rides and stuff like that. And then obviously there's Broome. I don't know if you've heard of the town of Broome in Western Australia. Beautiful, and you can go for camel rides along the beach there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah,
see,
heaps of camels here.
I've talked about it before about being down in Colombia and seeing the Escobar hippos that are now living in South America. You know, big African hippos that are, over 200 of them now in the waterways around there. And
crazy.
yeah, it's amazing. Let's see,
Yeah.
Susan King. I had an almost 6-foot goanna in my duck pen.
Oh
Had to grab a
no.
duck out of its mouth. He was a regular. We called him Howard. There you go.
That's a great name for a iguana. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
welcome, Electric Boogaloo. So yeah.
Hello.
So what are your plans? I don't want to know dates or anything like that, but what are your plans for when you do the protests? How do you plan on handling this?
Yeah, so I've got to find a flight that's suitable because I'm going to drop my son at school on Friday and then fly over. I'm trying to get over as early as I can, but it looks like the earliest. So he has to go to school at 8:30, and there's a flight at 9:30. So it's kind of really cutting it fine. If I can try and put him in early somehow, yeah, and then fly over there, and I should get there around their time because it's a different time zone. It'd be like 3:45 in the afternoon. Yeah, and we're all gonna hopefully stay at the same hotel, meet up for dinner before, and yeah, and then in the morning, or well, I don't want to give times, but yeah, we're gonna make our way over there, and um, yeah, do our
And
thing.
make sure you stay in touch with me and get me the link for it, and I'll stream it live here on my channel as well when you guys do that.
Oh wow, that would be amazing. Yeah, that would be really cool. Yeah, I wanted to actually, if I can get there early enough, it's just really annoying because I have to put him in school first, otherwise I'll be going really, really early. I was thinking about going in there the day before as me and doing the tour and everything,
Mhm.
just to have a look round. But yeah, it's a difficult one to protest at, I think, because you can't get to near the front door. There's like a huge car park in front of it.
Oh,
So
okay.
hope you're gonna like cover the entrance and the exit or whatever, and just sort of stand there. And obviously you're not allowed to block the way or anything, but yeah,
Right.
hopefully talk to people going in and out.
Well,
Um,
one of the things that I got that I was fortunate, one of my subs actually purchased it off my Amazon wish list, is a projector that we can
yeah,
use, and it works really well in evening and into nighttime. That way, because a lot of people, there's a lot of things coming out about they're trying to do away with the sidewalk chalk, make that ordinance violations, even though it's a violation of our constitutional rights. So
yeah,
you have the projector and you can literally Bluetooth it to your phone, and you can project any images that you want right off of your phone to
yeah,
the
that'd
site.
be amazing. They shut at 6 p.m. though. On the weekends they shut. The Melbourne Org shuts at 6 p.m. So time does it get dark here now? Probably gets dark around 5:30 at the moment. I think
Well, the
during
nice thing
winter.
though is that if you're out there and it's in an area where they get enough traffic, it doesn't matter if they're open or not. You're going to
Yeah,
be able
actually,
to.
yeah, fair point. Yeah, yeah. I'll see if you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, I
Probably
know.
not.
Like Chad, didn't we talk about that? I think that Florida just passed a law recently that actually you aren't allowed to do that unless you get permission from the person who owns the property where you would be projecting the images.
Yeah,
I don't.
okay.
Yeah, I did hear that somehow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Reckless Ben did it, didn't he? He did it on the Blue Building. He put,
is that
he put
did
the
Rick
word sucks under Scientology, so it said Scientology sucks.
Yeah. Well, it's like I've got the drone, and I've got a small LED screen that weighs like the amount that a piece of paper does, and that's one of the things I want to start doing when we hit these orgs, is fly that over, especially in the evening with you can leave Scientology, those kind of messages hanging from underneath of it, flying over their events and such,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's
I'm gonna make some more placards as well, definitely, saying that Scientology sees, babies and kids
oh
as
yeah,
small as large spirits in small bodies and all that crap. Yeah.
yeah,
Big
and
Super Mario t-shirt on.
I've got things that I am that I'm going to be for mine, that are basically going to be like stop abusing children, stop abusing elders. Scientology abuses children, they traffic children.
Yeah.
I'm at the point now where I'm just tired of, it's not going to be nice. We're just going to put the truth out there, let
Yeah.
Scientology have to deal with the
Yeah.
ramifications of it.
Yeah. And I want to have actual conversations with Scientologists, I'm always very polite and calm, and I think that way, for me, that's how you get the conversations. You actually can try and get through to them and
Yeah.
hopefully make something click. It's happened a couple of times at the Perth org where the last guy I spoke to, they phoned the bloody police on me because they They were trying to say that I was on their property. They actually phoned and lied and said that I was inside the church when I wasn't.
Oh,
Yeah, so just as the police
Scientology
were turning
doesn't
up,
lie.
Mm.
Don't you know that?
so
You know,
ridiculous.
yeah,
But this guy, the guy I was talking to, so he was the one that was going out and handing out the leaflets everywhere around the Perth suburbs. And I said to him, I said, like, if you're not allowed to look at certain things and read certain things, is that not a red flag? And he was like, yeah, that's an interesting concept. So, hopefully he went away and thought about that. And then the Scientology watcher said to another guy, because I've put up all her stuff that she's done. I've put it up on my channel. I need to actually write. Some of them I've forgotten to write that it was her. And I think people are confusing it with me, so I need to go and make that clearer. She said to a guy, oh, what was it? She said a whole heap of stuff to him, but at the end he says, oh my God, like, what have I been doing? I've wasted so much money and wasted my life, And it's like, yes, and I hope he was being serious, and he goes away and thinks about it. But yeah, it's definitely, because that's one of the things Tori Magoo said, I think made her click, was somebody said that, well, if you're free, why can't you read any book you want? And she said it was such a powerful thing to hear, well, actually, shit, yeah, So it's letting people, and that's what I've got in my booklets. I don't know, you can bring up the other pages if you want, but it says, it's got characteristics of a cult. It's got 2 pages of that. Why people join cults, how they bring people in, the bite model and everything.
now that's one I was looking at just a second ago, was the bite model. That's really interesting. If you want to read that off.
Yeah, and that's what got Doug out. His friend sent him a book, and he said he opened the first page, and it was the bite model. Yeah. So behavior control, information control, thought control, and emotional control. Yeah.
They're literally telling you how to think, how to act, how you can educate yourself. So it's all about control. What's going to you, they want to be able to control it all.
I just got to figure out, mate, how to put it all into PDF and actually put the 2 pages together, because they come out as the size of A4. So you can have, okay, at the front and the back of the page, half on like one. So like 2 pages is half, and the other 2 pages is that half, if you know what I mean. So I've got to figure out how to do that. Double-sided printing, and just stapling them together.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I might just go to a print shop.
If we had someone who was in Australia who has some experience doing things like this that could help out Perth.
I've got all the gear to do it. I've got all the different printers and stuff, but when it comes to like putting things together, it's not.
Now, are you going to have this up on your community page so everybody can see it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not finished it yet. I'm not going to do as many pages as they've got in their booklet. I don't want to overwhelm people with information, just to get the most important stuff out. And then obviously on the back, I'm going to put like the foundation details. And there's like cult awareness places in Australia, counselling places in Australia, like different. Because that won't work for everyone, will it? I'll have to do 2 lots of things, two versions, an Australian version and a sort of universal version. But the version I'll be giving out here will have all the support groups and stuff.
I really like this one, characteristics of a cult. And
I've got 2 pages on the characteristics. I think that's important, because people can read through them and go tick, 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 tick. Yeah, I'm in a cult.
And these are the kind of things you just slip it to someone that's going into one of these orgs or something like, or one of the workers that's out there, and showing them, I mean, they know something's not right. They're not making any money. They're being controlled at every aspect. And, that they realize something's not right. I just think that a lot of them are afraid.
Sorry, I'm quite proud of that page, because that's like,
well, here was a
great
why this book. It looks, it's awesome. And this one says why this booklet was produced. There's a lot of talk about cults in the world, on the streets, in books, and on the internet. Lots of survivors have come forward, especially in the last 10 years, to share their stories of abuse and escape. We have prepared this booklet to spread awareness on the dangers of cults and high control groups that may be operating in your area and around the world. Most cults play the long game, enticing people in with love bombing, offering free services to earn your trust, and then before you know it, you're on a slippery slope. That's great. That's an awesome statement right there. And I think that
Yeah.
you know, it's so very important to get the information out there. The problem is like you said, you can't put it out with too much information, because people are going to look at it and they're going to be like, I don't have time for this. So you got to make sure you hit the points that you can, as get the words out with as few words as possible is the best way.
Yeah. I also want to do I'm going to do another page on the propaganda, and state that, certain cults in the area are giving out, because I can't say any names, false information about drugs, and controlling what you're seeing, hyping up their numbers, stuff like that. So I'm going to put a whole page about that as well, because I think that's really important, because that's one of the things Leah Remini, when she realized, that a lot of it was the propaganda was lies,
Yeah,
I
there
think
you
it's
go.
really, really important as well.
And Ree says the pamphlet content is visually is great. So
Thank you. I think she said she might be able to put it in PDF format for me as well. So yeah, I
that's
really
awesome.
want to print out a heap of these, but it's probably going to be expensive to do so. So I don't like asking, but if anyone does want to support the protest or anything, I have a buy me a coffee if anyone's interested. But I'm not, I'm not expecting it from anyone. I will. I can only do what I can do, but it would be amazing to get these distributed in the suburb around the org in Melbourne and around Perth and stuff, and I'll hopefully be going over to Sydney at some point. Not this year, I won't be able to afford it, but yeah, it would be great if anyone does want to support what we're doing. That would be amazing. But you obviously not obliged to. It's my choice to do all of this, and I don't expect anyone to pay for me. But yeah, it would be amazing.
I'm the same way. I hate asking for myself, but I'll ask for someone. Do you have you said you have a PayPal and all that?
I don't have PayPal because so I've got a PayPal for my business, and I tried to change the name on it because I don't want people to know my business name, and I don't want them to know my name. So I can't do PayPal. They don't have Cash App in Australia.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I've got Buy Me a Coffee, which is it seems pretty fairly easy to
And
use.
so put your link right into the chat there, so everybody has your link, and hopefully we'll get some folks get out there and show
Yeah,
you some.
it's on my YouTube description. Let me see.
Here.
I've got a new email address now. I've just got perthaudit@gmail.com. I need to add that as well.
Okay. Yeah,
because
you
I had a
find
really
that you
silly
have to
email.
have you have to have your
Yeah.
own separate.
I know I had one, but it was really silly and long and annoying. So this is my Buy Me a Coffee.
I just got it there. So
Oh, did
there
you?
we go. Holy crap! No. What?
What did I don't know if my
that
link worked.
You did that on purpose. Let's see here.
No, look, I posted it and it's all right. It's you.
You know what I did was I copied the link, and man, wow, I'm gonna delete that sucker real quick.
Reconnecting. Sorry, I'm just reading your comments. So when I went in undercover into the church in Perth, and I don't know. Sorry for saying church, the org in Perth, and I spoke to one of she's now the ambassador for the Truth About Drugs for Perth, for Western Australia, and she was saying how she was an addict and everything, and how the Purif saved her and all of this. But I don't know. She seems very brainwashed, and she reckons she was on methamphetamine for 10 years or something. So I don't know. I think some people, I think obviously you can be very vulnerable at that time, and they can take people in, and they're like, the way they sell it to you is like that they have helped you, but you've helped yourself. I think, you know what I mean? And that you could have been helped in another way. And I don't know, it's just all very, they make it so they feel like they're in debt with them kind of thing, or they can't live without them. That's what they do.
Hopefully you'll get some folks that will be able to support you now and help you out with getting these pamphlets put together. As you know,
It'd be amazing, but I will find a way. I haven't been working as much lately because I've been struggling with a few things, mainly sort of mental health issues and stuff like that. But with my son, and so I've had to spend a bit more time with him. But yeah, I'm hoping that once he gets back to school and stuff, I'm going to try and do a bit more work, because I do work for myself, so I can choose when I work. yeah, then hopefully I can chuck some more money at that. Because yeah, I'll go to a print shop anyway and get a quote and stuff. And if anyone does want to do that, or even if I can get them to do the whole PDF file thing, and I will be putting it up, I'm going to get like work out how to do a Google Drive and stuff. Or somebody said Pup Groomer is putting stuff up in her drive for other creators and crediting them and everything. So, share it with her as well and stuff. So yeah, so people could be free to use it.
Now,
I'm hoping...
Elementus wanted to know if is there a Discord server for the protesters, but you were saying that you have a private chat where you do that. For my protest, yeah. It's for my it's a private group on Facebook that I've only added friends to, just for Australians. For protesting in Australia, for coordinating and stuff, because I don't want the dates out. But yeah, I don't touch Discord. Not with all the stuff Nora's been talking about, and it seems like a bit of a cesspool. Yeah. And that's the thing. I don't use Discord anyway. I know I have an account on there. I can't figure out how to delete it, but I don't go on Discord anyway. So I just if my kids say, "Dad, don't go on there," it's not someplace you want to be, then I stay away from it. So
yeah. I'm not interested in it at all. I don't need another platform to go on. I'm on TikTok and TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook, and that's enough for me to keep up with.
I was doing YouTube, Facebook. I even dabbled with some of the other live streaming channels and things like that. And I just got to the point where I was just like, I was on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I was just like, this is just too many different things I'm trying to do at one time. I can't keep on top of all of it. So
it starts to take over your life, doesn't it?
Yep. And that's
I don't even go on my ordinary Facebook now and speak to my family. I forget to go
play
on
Angry Birds. That's about all I do on Facebook. Every once in a while I'll post something on there, but that's about it. To me, it's just a pain in the butt. I'm not even interested in that. So, all right. So, Chad and I are actually over 2 hours into this now, and it's been over an hour with you. So, like I said, I want to throw the invite out there. When you're going to do the protest, let me know a day or two in advance, and
I will do.
I will actually stream them live on my channel as well, so that we can get as much coverage out there as possible, because I think this is very important that we have this going and you get the support that you need out there. I know there's quite a few people from all over the world who are watching the SPTV world, and all we need to do is just start getting people connected, and I think it's going to make a big big strike towards Scientology.
I was just replying to that comment. Yeah, no, I absolutely will. The mis and disinformation with all of them. Yeah. So, obviously, like I say, the leaflet doesn't refer to any cult in particular, because that would be slander and stuff. So it is an overall information booklet for all cults. So I'm not defaming them.
And KT PETA needs Chad to say Scientology is evil.
All right, you guys ready?
From the protest,
yeah. All right, Scientology is evil.
There you go. It was so funny. Chad lost his voice after all that. It was so funny listening to him, because you never hear Chad getting loud, and then suddenly he's out there in Clearwater hollering his head off, and then the next day he's like, "I'm losing my voice."
He was saving it all up, you see.
Every time of my life.
Right. So as we wind down here, Chad, any closing comments from you?
Oh, I had a blast tonight, Paul, with you and Perth, and I hope to do it again soon.
I'm very happy to have be able to get Chad back on here, and keep rolling with the positive vibes, and trying to get the word out there in protests and the way that we handle things. Perth, what do we any closing thoughts from you, hon?
Oh, just come on, Aussies, get out there, shout it from the rooftops. Don't be scared. If anyone has any questions or wants to put any suggestions towards me, bring it on. Like, I'm very open to everyone and stuff. And not very good words, but I'm trying to get it all out there. I'm going to be writing letters to the government and stuff like that, and really getting into it. But I think we just talk to people, get them on board if you can. We need to be a presence down under, you know. We need a bit more of a presence, I think. If
Yes.
you know, and just like, subscribe and share is the easiest way to spread the word. If you're not able to help in any other way, if you can't get out there or whatever, yeah, just keep talking about
Absolutely.
it. And yeah.
Folks, if this doesn't show you, I mean, just the people that come into chat that are from around the world, this isn't just an American problem. It's not just a Canadian problem. It's not just an Australian problem. This is a worldwide problem with a cult that is so dangerous. It is destroying families. It is destroying children. As you saw when we did the special about the Mace Kingsley Family Center in Clearwater. I wanted to say they try to call it a school or something like that, but no, it's a family center.
Yeah. I've been sharing things about that as well. It's terrible, auditing babies and stuff, you know.
Absolutely. When
Yeah.
they use L. Ron Hubbard's literal statements that a baby that's 1 day old should be audited, that tells you how they feel. When they're putting children through the purification rundown, when even the manufacturers of the saunas are saying these children should not be in there for more than minutes at a time, if at all, because their bodies cannot regulate body temperature.
Yeah.
This is what we're up against. This is the organization that we are trying to shut down because they are evil. They are damaging. They are destructive. We need to stop this.
I've noticed as well in Ireland, so on their Facebook
yeah.
page, they stopped posting stuff about the kids, and it's more about the entertainment and the artists they have there and stuff. Yeah, and don't
Ireland,
forget countries. So African countries, they're infiltrating in there. They've actually got a church in Zimbabwe, which they were currently kicked out of. You know, previously kicked out of before. They weren't allowed there when Hubbard went down there. Now they've got a church. I think even possibly 2 churches there.
Apparently you spend enough money in certain places, you can get anywhere you want to be. And that's the problem with it. And folks, let's do a room raid. Let's go on over to, I'm putting the link down there. Nora is live right now. So make sure if anything, just pop in, hit the like button and say howdy. And folks, as always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for spending your time with us tonight. We hope it's been educational, entertaining, and that it's made you open your eyes and think about things. There are a lot of great actions, a lot of great activities that are going on around the world in this fight against Scientology. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. We need to keep our eye on the prize, but we will get there. We just need to stick together as a family and as a team and as a community. And as always, life is short. You get one shot. Make it count.